Hello, everybody. Have a great night. I hope you're having a good one. Thank you for joining another installment of Omnibros Live here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. It's your boy Gio here from Manga Geekdom, and I'm joined by the insufferable Omnibus Collector. How you doing, Riley?
I'm doing well. I
Nice. Love
mentioned
it.
to you that I have a slight headache, but I took some ibuprofen and have my water here, so hopefully that'll go away instead of grow worse. But if it does grow worse, you'll see me suffering in pain over here. And I know for some people, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you just want to see me wincing and dying.
You know what? Sometimes I wince at the idea that other stores don't have the discounts that our sponsor does. And that is InStockTrades.com, your home for collected editions. You get your omnibus, trade paperback, hardcovers, manga, and more for great discounted prices that range from 42 to 55% off at times. Free shipping in the US at $50 or more. And there's the loyalty discount, which adds an extra 2% discount to your orders if you make it on a week by week basis. Great packaging, wonderful customer service. That is our sponsor, InStockTrades.com. Also, at some point during the month, we do it every month, we will be doing the gift card giveaway, courtesy of InStock Trades, open to anybody out there in the world. All you got to do is show up, hang out with us. We'll pick out a winner towards the end of that stream, but you don't know which stream it'll be. Could be a Monday, could be a Thursday, could be a Friday. Who knows? You're going to have to tune in to find out, but it's coming up real soon, so that should be a hint. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to InStock Trades, of course. Let's highlight the main site for everybody. The deals of the week, which we revealed on Monday. If you want to know ahead of time what is going to be heavily discounted, you got to tune into the Monday shows. Towards the end of that broadcast, we reveal the deals of the week, and this time we got some great ones. If you're a loyal viewer, you saw the Monday stream, so I don't need to gush over the DC Finest Aquaman book that I got, and I'm super excited to own and put in my library. But still, yeah, you got that 1982 DC Comics style guide. You got the DC Finest Aquaman trade paperback, 55% off. That's great. And if you have the loyalty discount, it's 57. That's almost 60% off on a trade paperback. That's great. You got Stormwatch at 50% off, and you got the X-Men Decimation Omnibus, 46% off both covers. Of course, you got your new releases with all the cool manga, hardcovers, and all that jazz, and your top sellers as well. So shout out to InStockTrades.com.
And I want to say real quick about because I don't know if anyone watching shops regularly with them, but they had like all of last month, and Geo, you probably know this, like none of the Viz releases showed up at
Oh,
all.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, not this week, but actually last week on like Thursday, I want to say, all of the new Viz books dropped at once. Um, like
Shit.
from the entirety of December, everything came out. Probably not everything, but like
Here.
everything that I was waiting on, and I had already ordered because I was being impatient. Even though I have a massive stack of stuff to read, um,
Mhm.
I was being a little impatient, and I wound up ordering everything. But yeah, but this week, all of the Viz stuff was added on time, so that hasn't happened. The one thing that I don't know what's up going on over there is that they haven't seemed to have Yen Press books for a little while.
Right.
So I do
Yeah.
want to point that out. They it used to be back a while, like years ago, back 5 or something. I was still living in Austin at the time. They didn't have any 7Cs. And so I started using actually Right Stuff to buy 7Cs books
Rest
because
in peace.
right uh because they didn't have them, and now it's seems to be something with Yen, and I don't know if it's a distributor issue, because I know like Yen books were delayed on what's it called, Crunchyroll, for
Mhm.
the couple months, but just putting out all the info that I'm aware of that I've been gathering,
Yeah.
um, and the retailer that I've mentioned before, I've been ordering from Alibris, so anything that I haven't found each week when new books are out on IST, it's always available over on Alibris, or almost always. There's been very rare exceptions, and they have them for about the same discount as IST. So it is a good alternative for anyone who is like, oh, where's this book? Where's that book?
There you go. Yeah. Thank you to the chat as always. You guys are great. Kane, thank you so much for joining. Warren, you got James in the house. Secret Mind Twin. I did see that offer. That is fantastic. If you don't own the Poe Clan box set, 50% off. And you got that loyalty discount, it's 52% off. Great discount, if you ask me.
Share that with the homies because I'm
Right.
sure that'll help someone.
Secret Mind Twin. I may or may not have gotten that box set. You'll
Ooh.
have to tune into the thing to find out, because I've been after it for a while. Then I remembered, like, hey, what about that? Actually, let me just show it. Whatever. The ad reads over, but who are we kidding? We love the books. We love the site. So I'm gonna highlight it anyways. Share my screen again. Blah blah blah. There we go. Where was it? Sales 2025 red tag sale. You click on this thing over here, and you're gonna get discounted books. Some fun ones actually, like if you like Aquaman and you like Batman and all that stuff, they got you. Even look, Blue Lock season 1 box set part 1, 50% off. You can get that the first 6 volumes, right? Yeah. Here it is. Complete Poe Clan box set right now, 50% off, $40. If it's 52, it'd be 37 something, 38 total. It's not a bad price for 2 gorgeous looking hardcovers. I mean, I looked at this and I know it's legendary status, and I told myself, how am I calling myself the self-proclaimed vampire expert, manga expert on YouTube? It's a lie, by the way. If I don't have one of the OGs, so I went ahead and picked it up. So shout out to the Poe Clan. They're the real ones out there, you know. This is from Fantagraphics, by the way, if you guys were wondering. Here's the link. Thank you, James. Warren, Stormwatch, so good. Nice.
I've never read past the original Warren Ellis run. Is Warren actually Warren Ellis? Are you just a fan of Stormwatch because you wrote it?
Or a secret alt account.
Didn't you get canceled? Aren't you?
Hey,
Warren Ellis.
By the way, what was the thing that Jess said last week or this week? To get the Alien versus Stormwatch comic, so that part of the book makes sense. There's a crossover that's not included in this book, so if you can read it online or get the issue,
yeah, okay,
it leads into the book, and you won't be as lost.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I think DC printed. Oh, thank you. It's my. I haven't worn this in a while. It's my Lum sweater.
Nice.
Urusei Yatsura. I got it from. What's it called? Steady Hands. And I haven't worn it in a while, but it's like the easiest thing for me to put on and off, like when it's cold, because I don't use the heater. I have no better way to easily refer to this, but I have an allergy to artificial heat. So like when the heat is on in the house or in the car, it makes me feel sick. And I get like, not really a rash, but things happen and it doesn't feel good. So I just bundle up. Saves me money in the winter. I'll tell you that much. But this is the easiest one for me to just go on and off with. So I appreciate it. But yeah, I think that I liked his run as well. I'm not clowning on you on that one. When I was saying like I've only read the Warren Ellis, I realized that your name is Warren, and I was like, wait a second. I was just remembering that DC put out those like DC versus Alien trades or whatever a few years ago, and it just clicked that they might have been trying to push that stuff out before the rights went over to Marvel, because now like they can't really touch that stuff.
IST dropped. Ubelblatt is not on. That's part of the Yen stuff that's delayed. Volume 2 comes out soon as well. So
if I don't know if you were watching, but I was saying how like IST hasn't really gotten any yen press stuff in months. So I don't anything on the upcoming any yen press stuff is probably gonna disappear.
Even the Crunchyroll store, it's on back order. The Uwe Blatt Deluxe Edition.
The first one.
Yeah,
I wonder if they're recalling it because of the misprint.
they should send everybody a PDF with the missing page. Like, here, print it, add it to your book.
That would be fine with me because like
Yeah, I wouldn't mind personally, but I know a lot of people will be upset.
yeah, no, for sure. I haven't seen them mention it. Excuse me. I like usually with the English publishers, like anytime there's an issue from Marvel or DC, they'll say something immediately. They'll say like, "Oh, we're sorry about this." Like, sorry. If they're gonna do something, they'll tell you what they're gonna do, and if they're not, they're just gonna apologize for the issue and tell you like, "We're not gonna be reprinting." Apologies.
Right. Oh, I see, Josh. Yeah, if you search on ISC, Volume 2 shows up, so they are expecting it. Just you gotta be patient a little bit, you know. I mean,
So
you can get it from other sites, but
they might be expecting it. I don't know because I have seen some yen books in the upcoming list in recent months, and
right.
then they don't show up on the on sale dates. So I after like about a month of that happening, I kind of assumed it's going to keep happening. And so that's one of the reasons I started like looking to shop elsewhere. But like IST wasn't getting them, and then Crunchyroll wasn't getting stuff on time either. Crunchyroll would get them, but it would be like 3-4 weeks down the line.
Right.
And Crunchy would like update their on sale date to be later. Like they'd be like, "Oh, this was originally scheduled for whatever, but now we're pushing it back to the end of the month." And if you went over to Yen Press's website, the month was or the date was still the same as the original. And if you go to like sites like Barnes and Noble or Libris, they were already on sale. So
Mhm.
I, I guess it was just like Crunchy being like, well, we know when we're expected to get it, but they were putting it in the release date section instead of like the expected stock date.
Right. Well, yeah. Weird. I don't buy much yen press. It
I
happens.
decent amount of them.
Oh, they
I
put
just
out a lot of stuff I like. So, like, what's the thing? The oh my god, hold on. I'm a fake fan. I don't remember. I have a tough time remembering like right on cue names of things. I am so sorry.
I
Uh,
was recording video and I completely blanked on Shigeru Mizuki's name.
I mean, yeah. Especially when
That's
you're like in the moment recording stuff, that can happen.
yes. Yeah, I stopped and I was trying to let it process and I was like, I can't think, and I just grabbed my phone and looked up like Gegege no Kitaro. I was like, oh, yeah, Shigeru Mizuki, duh.
Hell's and hold on. Hell is
Oh,
dark with no flowers. That's the name.
yeah, that one
That's
is
one of my most anticipated ones this month. So yeah. So yes. Let's see. Did I miss anything over here? No, we're good. Okay. So
uh-oh.
did you haul in? Oh no, I froze. I'm
Yeah,
freezing. It's
it's kind
freezing
of
over here. Sorry.
I think you're good now.
Okay.
Um,
Did you haul anything?
I did, but I should be getting like 2 IST orders probably within the next few days. So I haven't gotten any manga in since the stuff that I showed last time. But let me remind everyone or let you know for the first time if you weren't here last week that tomorrow I'll be live on this channel with Lou instead of Jess and Lou. Tomorrow it's Rai and Lou, and we're talking about our top 10 horror movies. And I
Nice.
showed some of them that I got that were in my top 10 list last
You
week,
showed 3 last week.
and I got more. I don't remember which ones I had already shown, so I
You
just
showed
have
Lisa, Frankenstein. I can't remember. Sorry. I just remember Lisa because we
these.
talked about the Junoverse.
These are not in order of like where they lay on my top 10 list, so I'm not spoiling anything by showing these, but I'm going to say some of these are going to be talked about. Maybe not even all of them might be talked about. I don't know. I do know, but I'm not letting you know. Um, you know who does know is James, and I sent him my list. So if he wanted to watch anything to be prepared for the show, because in case he was moderating for tomorrow.
Right.
So we got Strange Darling. That one I know was not one that was a huge box office smash, but it did get some good acclaim, and I recommend it. The first Omen did really well.
Oh.
This one's great. Even if you don't know anything about the Omen as a franchise, like all you have to know is that there's a kid that's evil, and this is like how they made the kid that's evil. It's really
Right.
good. What was really funny is the movie Immaculate with Sydney Sweeney was basically the same thing, but like not as good. But if you want to see a horror movie with Sydney Sweeney, you could watch Immaculate, and it's basically the same as the first Omen. There's Oddity. This one's pretty good. I believe is on Shutter right now.
I've never seen that in my life. Interesting.
It's a menacing supernatural suspenser, a ferociously entertaining, beautifully orchestrated thrill ride. I don't know why they didn't get me for a pull quote on the back. Uh,
There
there's Lisa Frankenstein. I know you
you go.
mentioned that one that I'd already shown that last week.
Hmm.
Uh, that one's a lot of fun, kind of horror rom com. This one was really popular at the beginning of the year. Late Night with the Devil
Oh,
with
Lou loves that one. Yeah.
everyone's bestie David Dasmalkian and Blink Twice. This was a late edition because I there were only a few movies that I missed in theaters, and this was
That
one of
had a
them.
physical? I did not know that had a physical release. Okay.
This is the only one that I missed, or the only one that came out in theaters that I missed that actually was good, and I
Right.
wish I watched it in theaters. And then Abigail, I think I also showed this one last week. That one's a ton of fun, also available on streaming. I don't remember which. Uh, Shutter has Late Night with the Devil, by the way, if you wanted to watch that. And then Alien Romulus, that was a big one. So
Nice.
those and more will be appearing in the show tomorrow night, and I don't know how many Lou is going to talk about, but I have a top 20, but I'm only going to talk about 10. And I know that Lou has at least a few on his list that I don't have on mine. So um,
Two movies that weren't on your horror list was Dressing Up Halloween, the story of Ben Cooper, and The Mousetrap. Oh my God, James, are you including that Steamboat
the
Willie horror movie? Get out of here.
I have a more so I only sent my top 20. I didn't send like every single one that I watched for the year. And every single one that I watched for the year, it was only local theatrical releases. So anything that I could catch in theaters, I did, but there's a lot of stuff that went straight to streaming. There are some foreign ones and stuff that didn't go to theaters at all, and ones that were like really small productions that didn't make it to theaters around me. So it wasn't a comprehensive list. It was just the 20 favorite out of like the 50 that I watched this year.
Mhm. You're in luck. Well, no, but this is just a brief sample because I'm not the one watching horror movies. Sorry, so I don't know anything about
Theo doesn't even know
movies that. Yeah.
he is.
Uh, did you cover Time or Red Rooms?
Neither of those were one like I just said. These I've only looked through movies that were released locally in
Locally.
theaters.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So anything that didn't, which is like I said again, uh, a lot of foreign films didn't get a theatrical release around me. And then there's a lot of streaming movies that I didn't see, like straight to streaming.
Uh,
Some of the Shutter like releases did get put in theaters for a week, maybe two, before going on to Shutter, but a lot of them didn't. And so my like watching every movie of 2024 was, and I mentioned this like when I have talked about this every single time, it was only for the theatrical releases that were out here around me.
all right. To bring it back to manga and anime, if you guys are interested, I can tell you about all the anime I watched in 2024. I counted them up, and it was 64 to 65, 66 anime series. So that was a lot of anime. And you might be thinking, oh, it's only 66 shows. Each show had 13 episodes, some had 24. So it was a lot of watching from week to week. I'm exhausted from all that. But I just started the new season this week, so let's go. I'm gonna do it all over again. Um, let's see.
We're still just watching One Piece, but we've made it to Impel Down.
Ooh, nice.
So episode 425 now. So it's one thing that I want to say that's interesting that I've noticed is that when because I read the series as it was coming out, and so I have in my mind this concept of like time that passed between events in the series,
Right.
and knowing like this thing gets mentioned here, but the payoff doesn't come until however many chapters later. And so there's a concept in my mind of how much time passed between those two moments. Like roughly how many years passed between something was mentioned and when that thing or person actually appeared. Or when something happens and when the outcome of that is shown. But when binging it, and what's going to be true for pretty much anyone who's watching or reading it for their first time now or in the future, that you don't get that same concept. It's harder to conceptualize the amount of time that passed in the real world for stuff.
Right.
The fact that the series went on for about 2 years following like only Luffy and the rest of the crew was scattered. Like that's something that like if you're binging it, you might get through 100 episodes in a week and it doesn't really feel that big, but for like reading it as it came out or watching the anime as those episodes came out, it was like 2 years. Like you basically in
Oh,
real
yeah.
world were experiencing that 2-year gap.
Right.
Just like the characters themselves felt. So just something interesting that I was kind of noticing as I was watching it.
Yeah. Secret Mind Twin. So pumped for Apothecary's Diaries season 2. I am as well. I'm not gonna show my page here because it's gonna take way too long, and that's not the topic. But I am watching a few shows. Tasokare Hotel, which is kind of Death Parade-y, but not as supernatural. I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class, which has the manga coming up this year. Dragon Ball Daima is still ongoing, and that's been great. I love it. Fell in love with an Okinawan girl, but I just wish I know what she's saying. It's pretty silly, but I dig it. I like the art more than the story. Zenshu from Studio Mappa. I think it's going to be overhyped, but I'll watch it. My Happy Marriage season 2 just started. I need to watch that. Headhunted to Another World from Salaryman to Big Four. Medaka Kuroiwa is impervious to my charms. What else do I have here? Flower and Asura. Ameku MD Doctor Detective. This one's a lot of fun. And I don't like medical dramas, but I dig this one. It's pretty silly and fun. Honey Lemon Soda started. Dr. Stone started today, season 4, or the final season. Yeah, stuff like that. And Apothecary Diaries. This thing. Hold on. 100 Girlfriends season 2 is starting this week or next week, something like that. So I'm excited for that. Labruski, thank you for joining. We've waited so long for reveals. Which reveals? For One Piece?
Yeah, and we were just talking, Fatima and I, about because I like pushed and finally convinced Fatima to catch up on the manga, which like I can't say anything rude because I was behind by about 30 chapters until like a few weeks ago. It just happens. Sometimes I fall behind like that, but then I get to binge a whole chunk. But I was like, a lot of the theories that we have had that we talk about and the things that we're like, oh, I've believed this since way back when. Like we're getting reveals that are like yes, the thing that you have believed is actually right, and the thing you believed is true, and it's hitting so hard. Like me sitting there and being like, I literally like thought up this theory more than a decade ago, and now we're finally getting like confirmation of it. So
Right.
it's very, very fun to see that type of thing.
Which is the current chapter for One Piece? Which one?
Um, it's is it 1137 or 1138 right now? I think.
Let me do the math here with my calculator because I suck at math. 37 minus what I've read. I am 882 chapters behind on One Piece.
Yeah, that's nothing.
So one of my goals is to try and catch up. I doubt it, but I'm going to start reading from where I left off. So
1135 just came out.
735. Well, a little less than 882. You get the
Yeah.
picture. 100 Girlfriend season 2. Yes, it should be even more fun. Absolutely. I loved season 1. That was so much fun. It was so dumb and wholesome at the same time, even with the raunchy and pervertedness that was happening in that series. I like to wait for a few volumes worth to come out and binge, but oh my god, my theory since I was a kid was right. Nice.
When I'm sitting, because I had a conversation, I was out to dinner with some friends, and I was talking about the series with one of my friends who was caught up, and I said something about like I've always assumed this, and he just looks at me and goes, "I think you need to catch up." And then like Fatima and I were talking about the series, and they said something, and I was like, I think you need to catch up. Like, I was like, I literally just had this conversation, and I like, trust me, you need to catch up. it's it's crazy. My current
Yeah.
my current theory about One Piece is that it's going to end in time for the 30th anniversary.
Oh, you told me about that. Yeah.
My timeline in my head, the clock is ticking down to basically my birthday in 2027. So we have, what does that make it, 2.5 years
I
by
think
count.
Oda knows it's your birthday, so
Yeah,
he wants to like the stars will align for that specific event on July.
he's like the number one fan. I can feel it in my heart. He's out
Let's
there.
get this weeb the ending he deserves.
Yeah. So I just have to make it through another 2.5 years of life, and then I can get there, and then the rest of life is just smooth sailing. I don't have to wait.
Sailing, baby.
The
Nice.
ultimate reveal, the ultimate ending under my belt, and I can just coast through the rest of my life and be happy with everything else that comes my way.
Labruski, do you guys read any prose? I've been reading a lot of nonfiction lately. I used to, but now I don't. Sorry about that. That's probably not the answer you were hoping for.
I commonly joke that I do not know how to read because I have such a hard time reading things without pictures because I am.
Right. Yeah.
And it sucks because there are books that I've tried to like sit down and read, and I get so distracted and just like I can't do it. And I'm like, you know what? I have so many books that I haven't read that have pictures in it. I'm gonna look at my funny picture books instead.
It simply means it wasn't meant to be. So
It is what it is. Maybe one day I'll get into audiobooks and relieve it like that.
moving on to one of the topics. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Something's up. Give me. Let me leave and come back.
I never know if it's Geo or if it's me, because if I freeze, he also freezes, and then I have to like restart my stuff. And it is storming here, so it would kind of make sense if I lose connection at some point. Oh yeah, I have access to comments. I forget.
Okay. Let's see what happens. I might freeze again. You've been warned. Oh, more compliments. Love the cardigan, Riley. Where did you get it?
I this is the second compliment about it. It was from Steady Hands, but I don't think that they sell it anymore. Because I think that they're kind of like down low about the licensed stuff. Um, they might have gotten in trouble, but I think they have a Discord server that you can join, and they have links to some of their designs based on licenses. So it's possible you can still get one. Just try to find the Steady Hands Discord server. I can't make any promises. I got it like over a year ago.
Right. All right. So let's see if I can share my freaking page here for a second. Share screen. Here we go. I was not expecting this. So we got news from Crunchyroll themselves that they're launching a new manga app this year. Also, nowhere did they mention, like I didn't see ANN or anybody mentioning that this was presented at CES, Consumer Electronics Show, which makes sense. You know, that's is it ending right now, or or it ended recently? I don't know the date of the convention, but they announced it at CES in Vegas, and it's pretty wild. And we only have this little blurb here. Crunchyroll announced today at the CES thingamajig conference that a new digital manga application will join the service as a premium add-on slated to launch later in 2025. The app will launch as a standalone. Hold on, am I freezing?
Mm-mm.
No, because it says I have low. Oh, that just sucks. Whatever. Let's keep going.
I can hear and see you, so I think you're fine.
Okay, cool. I don't know. I have no idea why it's freezing up. Crunchyroll Manga on iOS and Android with web browser support planned for the future. Crunchyroll Manga will first launch in English in the US and Canada with other language options planned. Stay tuned for a list of titles and publishers in the future. So I remember, I am old enough to remember, I mean, it's not that old, but I'm old enough to remember when they first launched their manga app. It was horrendous. I had an iPhone 8 at the time, and even then, it looked like it belonged in the iPhone 6 era. And they never bothered optimizing it. Eventually, I upgraded to the phone that I have, and I'm like way behind on my phones because I don't care about upgrading my phones that much. I think I have an iPhone 11 at the moment, and it still ran like garbage. And eventually, they bowed out and canceled everything, deleted the app, because the main provider for them was Kodansha, and Kodansha changed their publication strategy. Of course, now we know that they have their own streaming platform, for their releases and all that stuff with K manga, etc., etc. So it made sense. At the time, I'm like, well, that sucks. I was reading a couple series that I liked, but they canceled it. It was kind of janky overall, so I don't expect much, but I am excited that it is being added as for their premium tier or whatever. I should be able to download it because I do have the Crunchyroll thing, but I'm excited to see what will be put on there. Because, yeah, Viz, we won't get any Viz or Kodansha. So anybody else? I don't know. What do you think?
I mentioned briefly before we started up the show that I think if I were to make a guess, and I'm happy to be wrong if I'm wrong, I'm not happy to be wrong, but I'm happy to like admit that I'm wrong if I am. I think it's gonna be similar to reading manga from what am I trying to say? Amazon and stuff like that. Like
Comixology, Kindle.
yeah, getting it from like Barnes and Nobles, Nook, and stuff like that. That's theirs, right? Nook.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be like that, where you actually have to purchase the books themselves. So I don't know what type of it's really going to come down to like what kind of library are they going to have, and what kind of pricing are they going to have.
We have an update for that.
Oh,
Purini, the homie, who is Purini, the CEO, one of the head honchos, the Crunchyroll president. There we go. Purini also followed his announcement with a few thoughts about the opportunity presented by Crunchyroll's upcoming manga app, which he has described as a soon-to-be, quote-unquote, a premier online manga app that carries catalogs from renowned publishers and a venture that will strengthen partnerships. with the aim being to add more value to the Crunchyroll membership. The current membership grants access to their huge library of anime, the game vault, as well as the products on the Crunchyroll store. And here's a quote from Purini. Research shows that nearly 70% of anime fans read digital what? Okay. Well, depends on where they're going to read the manga, but that's a topic for another day. Highlighting the immense demand for this medium, Crunchyroll manga would not only meet this growing interest, but also fuel the continued global popularity of anime and manga alike. Thoughts on that?
Their research can show whatever it wants, but the fact of the matter is that like the physical greatly outsells digital. So
Right.
I think that while they might want to just be putting their fingers in all pots, like they should really focus on making sure that the store is as good as it can be. Because
Right. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think this goes along with the fact that like Sony kind of wants Crunchy to be like the one-stop thing. Like you think anime, you think manga, you think Crunchyroll, and you can go to Crunchyroll for literally everything and anything. And so now they're adding or re-adding, I guess, digital manga service to Crunchyroll to kind of just strengthen that the entity that they have already, like to make
Mhm,
them
mhm.
larger
Yeah.
and more powerful in this sphere. But it's like instead of focusing so much on opening new avenues, it would be a lot wiser for the company to focus on making sure the avenues they already have are as good as possible. Yeah, I'm not
Um,
signing up either, but
I mean, for me, it's included on my thing, so I'll use it and report back because why not? It's free, sort of. Um, the original shut down in 2023. I do not remember that. I thought it was earlier. Previous iterations of the app service featured titles from Futabasha, Kodansha, Kadokawa Shoten, and Shonen Gahosha.
I think the part where it says at this point no information regarding the publishers or works that will be available, uh, that's because they haven't worked anything out yet. I
Right.
literally think that they haven't solidified any deals with publishers yet. Um,
Mm-hmm. Makes
and so
sense.
that's why they can't announce anything like the which I'm going to say they probably just jumped the gun on the announcement. They should have waited to drum up more excitement by being like, this is what we have, this is how it's going to be, yada yada yada.
I would have waited until summer for the anime conventions, like or San Diego or Anime Expo, and then be like, hey, you know what? Boom, we got an app, and it's coming out in like 3 months or something. I don't know.
Um, let me say something. I'm going to try and stop being like cynical, and instead I'm going to say what I think they could do and what they could have to actually make this good. Um, if they focused on, because I know that Crunchyroll has wanted to publish manga, and they do in other countries. If they focused on original licenses and did digital titles that have not been licensed elsewhere, or maybe they host digital licenses, like things that are only available digitally on other services, and
Mm-hmm.
they make a deal to host them over here as well. And then, depending on the popularity of these things, then they use that as a reason to license something. That would be good. And if it is a monthly service similar to the Viz apps, where you pay like $4 or $5 a month and you get, which I know it's going to be included in whatever, so like it's going to be different than that, but like if it's not super expensive and it's something like the Viz apps where you can just sit there and read as much as you want, that would be great because we don't entirely have that elsewhere,
Right.
and most people look at the Viz apps as the best example of something right now as far as like manga apps for the US. So fingers crossed, they do any of the things that I said I'd like for them to do. and fingers crossed that they don't do all the things that I'm expecting them to do.
Yeah. The lowest entry point for Crunchyroll, I think it's still $8 to $10 for the premium service with the anime and stuff. So hopefully it matches that and it's good. I only wish them the best. And if it sucks, well, it sucks. What are you gonna do? I think what will be most critical is one, how easy it is to read or use, and two, if they'll have anything unique. And Warren says, sadly, I do believe more people are reading more digital than physical, which sucks.
I'm not to be, this is not to be combative, but it is actually factual that the physical numbers extremely outweigh. Now, okay, I'm gonna amend this. Physical volume numbers, like the actual sales, are much greater than digital volume sales. Those numbers, and they're not all public. So there is stuff that I've seen like privately. Those, like, the whenever Viz does like a volume digitally, or like Kodansha does the digital volume sales, Seven Seas does it, those digital volume sales are much lower than physical, and that's one of the reasons why it's kind of ridiculous for Kodansha to be using digital sales as a metric for like which of their digital only titles should be put into physical. But digital readers, as far as like the number of people that use apps and stuff, those are pretty high. However, most people who read digitally, aside from the people who pay for the Shonen Jump or Viz apps, most of the people who read digitally are doing so illegally, because the other ways are just too expensive to maintain.
I've been picking up more digital because I have started to reach the limits of what I can have in my apartment. Secret Mind Twin, if you have a wall, ask if you can knock it down. That way you can install more bookshelves. And if not, maybe consider getting like part of your floor as a way to stack your books.
I'm going to show you something. This is a window right here. This is a big ass window.
I remember you. Yeah. You showed me that.
And that right there is a door.
A door. Yeah.
So where there's a will, there's a way.
Absolutely. Amen to that, brother.
And also check how tall your ceilings are, because like you can, that right here, I have the double extensions on there, and then it couldn't fit a third extension, but I could fit another row of books. So those go all the way up to the ceiling. So my advice to people running out of space is block everything with shelves and go all the way. I have a ladder. It's actually right there. I've got a like 4-step ladder so I can reach everything up at the top.
Beautiful. Love it. There you go. The more you know, folks. Moving on from Crunchyroll, because it can't all be sunshine and rainbows. Let's talk some solicits. Let's go to Kodansha first. We're here. We got one solicit and one news item. The first one that we're going to talk about is their very first digital announcement for the winter 2025 season. And that is the deadly rom-com Killing Line, which is debuting digitally this January, precisely January 28th. But you can already read a preview of it on the reader portal. There we go. And it's this one, Killing Line by Satoshi Morie. This one says over here, abandoned on her 18th birthday by her absent single father, Mako struggles to make ends meet when her friend offers to introduce her to a sugar daddy for casual dinner and some conversation. It all seems straightforward and simple. Little does Mako know someone else has their sight set on her date, a ruthless assassin on a mission to take out his target and leave no witnesses. Before she realizes it, Mako's late-night liaison turns into a deadly encounter with a contract killer, and now She'll need to think fast, be resourceful, and turn on the charm to survive. Can she melt the heart of a cold-blooded hitman, or will this potential... this is way too long. Bo get the best of her? Find out in this thrilling new black comedy with life and death stakes from the author of Searching for My Perfect Brother. Holy crap. That's a long-ass description for this manga. I found this pretty funny. Not this part, but this opening statement. Series takes place in a fictionalized criminal underworld. Like, oh, really?
Just so y'all are aware, it's not a real criminal underworld.
So you can read the chapter, and I'm just going to show 1 or 2 pages here because I had no idea what I'm getting myself into. I did not veto this. I did not check this beforehand. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm scared. Hold on.
I'm just going to take a chance. Wait, no, I don't want to take a chance.
No, yeah, because you never know. There's some side boob here, but it should be fine. Right? Whoa, that's violent. Damn, all right. Watch us get claimed for the violence and not, or for the side boob and not the actual violence. Let me show you some of the art. You can see some of the art over here. Da-da-da. Actually, this is a fun experiment. I'm going to show the super violent scene, and later on, I'm going to report if we actually get yellowed by YouTube. Let's see what happens. Why not? Life's too short. Look at that. Bam! Right in the face.
It's a fictional underworld. We should be fine.
Exactly.
That's why they made the warning so that we could show it without getting in trouble.
You know what? This is us showing the violence. This is YouTube right here, the girl, going like, wait a minute. And then this is us going like, yeah, what are you going to do about it? You're not going to do shit. So there we go. That is, in a nutshell, killing line. Tongue-tied, sorry. Pretty interesting. I saw some people upset that it's not a physical release, but again, if people read it, maybe my hunch is maybe this will be a print club title that gets on-demand printing later on in the year or next year. Who knows? If you're interested in it, check it out. Killing Line. The other news is not a solicit, but we do have news that Windbreaker is beginning a monthly release starting this July 2025. Kodansha announced today that Windbreaker by Satoru Ni will see an acceleration in its print schedule to monthly releases starting in July. Print editions are available physically, blah, 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 blah. So manga fans can currently read up to 17 volumes digitally and up to 8 volumes in print. The print edition of Volume 9 comes out in February. So, yeah, what do you think of this?
I'm excited because I have been enjoying the manga since they started publishing it, and it is pretty behind the Japanese release, so this is great. The only other series that they're currently publishing that I could think about that they should do a monthly release that I think is realistic to ask for is Welcome to Iruma-kun. But I did also post on Twitter a delusional request that they do monthly physical Chihaya Furu.
That's too good of a suggestion. It's not going to happen now.
The first one that came to I was like, boom, that was the first one that came to my mind, so I just dropped it out there. Like, there are other digital only titles that I would love for them to do because they're longer, but that would be,
Josh, what the hell, man? I had to take a call. Could you read it again? No, I'm not reading that again. That was way too long of a solicit. I prefer 7 Seas and Viz do great solicits where it's just to the point, fast, easy to digest, not this whole thesis on whatever the hell's happening with Killing Line and the girl finding out about murder, and I don't know. So, yeah. The other accelerated release is Blue Lock, right? That's getting a sped up version schedule this year.
Yeah, so both of them should be starting to do the monthly deal around the same time.
Cool. Very fine. Would read it again. No. I don't care. I don't care. Monthly Chihaya Furu. That'd be nice.
It would be crazy.
That summary was the length of a light novel. I go in circles throughout the year. I'll start by diving into actual books and being tired or manga. Then a few months later, it flips. It happens. So yeah, nothing much more to add for Windbreaker. Shout out. I did watch the anime of it. I have not read this, and it's not for me. It's not a bad series whatsoever, but it's not for me. But I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. Seven Seas, starting out with some solicits, and I'm going to use Anime News Network because we have the picture here and we have the thing, and I don't have to open every link because they send me the press release, but I got to click through so many links to open stuff and share it here. Like I don't want to do that. I'm lazy. We're starting off the year great, folks. So we got some Seven Seas licenses. That's a lot of S's. The first one here is Our Dining Table, Seconds Please, by Mita Ori, coming out in October. It's a BL. Yutaka and Minoru have gone from friends to lovers and made a loving home for themselves and Tanekun. As their relationship grows, so do their joys and worries, but one thing stays the same. They always have warm meals to share around the table. See how this little family shares love and delicious food in this collection of short stories. That sounds super wholesome. The next one here is pretty cool. I don't have the picture here, but it's on the thumbnail. I love the other, because this is for the one is for the light novel, the other one's for the manga.
That one is the light novel cover.
This is the light novel?
Yeah, I believe so.
Sorry, light novel readers. This one kind of sucks. I prefer the manga cover. Virgin Knight. I became the frontier lord in a world ruled by women. Both are coming out in October, the light novel and manga. It's a ghost ship imprint, so not safe for work. Reborn from modern Japan into a medieval fantasy world where gender roles are flipped, Faust is an anomaly, a rare male knight. Raised as a frontier lord, his old world values clash hilariously with his new life. The queen's attire leaves little to the imagination, and the busty dude's friendly advances verge on harassment. Despite getting flustered in court, Faust is a dazzling hero on the battlefield whose prowess can turn the tide of any battle. When Faust is tasked with advising Princess Valili, I don't know how to say that, on her first mission, what was meant to be a simple skirmish against bandits quickly spirals into an unimaginable trial. So I kind of want to check it out. Sounds pretty fun, even if it's a ghost ship. Live a little, don't worry about it. There's some boobs.
Well, it's rated 17. Like it's not an 18 and up.
I think it's going to be cleavage heavy. That's my prediction.
It might have a lot of covered nips. But it's not going to be like to the extent of some of the 18 and up series.
It's not going to be. Oh, I don't have anything right here right now. It's not going to be monster marriage.
Yeah.
Right. So shout out. This one, a lot of people are excited for as well. The Demon King is way too overprotective. This is by Miko Senri, coming out in August. Yamada Seina's life is already teetering on the edge between juggling high school, managing her friendships, and covering her rent solo. She barely has time to breathe. But when she nearly falls prey to a scammer and loses her hard-earned rent money, things go from bad to worse. Just when it seems like she's hit rock bottom, a mysterious and incredibly handsome stranger with horns swoops in, claiming he's a demon king who's crossed dimensions just to be with her. Why? Because according to him, Seina is the reincarnation of his lost love. That sounds pretty fun too. So check that one out. The other book here is Afterglow by Wagimoko Wagase. Probably butchered that.
I really love that cover so much. Like
it's pretty badass.
The Yakuza dude looks so cool.
If I tried that, I would look hilariously stupid. So I'm jealous. Shout out. Higuchi Kiyotaka has hit rock bottom. Hey, two rock bottom people in the same solicits. Once a promising doctor on his way to becoming a cardiovascular surgeon, A traumatic incident has forced him to relocate to a rural town in Kyushu, where he's relegated to practicing general medicine. Each day is a struggle to communicate with his heavily accented patients and overcome his intense feelings of guilt and depression. After an evening spent drinking, himself into a stupor, he has a fateful encounter with a mysterious yakuza named Tenju, who promises to help the young doctor forget all his troubles for a night. As Higuchi finds himself drowning in unknown pleasures, he can't help but wonder just who exactly is Tenju and what does he want from him. Interesting. Gonna have to find out in November. And then, is this the last one? No, we got two more. Dysfunctional Family Theory by Mayo Surukame. This is another BL label in print coming out in November. Sentaro and Toma are two total opposites who have found themselves in an awkward situation. For the next 3 months, they have to live together with 6-year-old Meguru, so she can pick one of them to be her papa. After the death of her mother, both Sentaro and Toma were listed as Meguru's potential father, along with strict instructions that she would get to pick who she wanted to live with. But neither of them is ready to be a parent, let alone live together. Now cramped in Sentaro's apartment, the three of them must figure out how to navigate this situation. Between Sentaro and Toma's constant squabbling and Meguru's surprising maturity, will they be able to survive? And just who will Meguru pick to be her papa? Cool. This one, November. And the last one is a kaiju book, which I did not expect. Kaiju Kamui, or Kaiju Kamui, however you want to pronounce it, by Shintaro Arima. This one comes out in September, my birthday month. Japan has been devastated by attacks from giant monsters. Tanks, bombs, missiles, air power, American music, all are useless against the overwhelming threat. In a desperate gambit, ace pilot Yamato Shido is placed on board a giant biological weapon, codenamed Kamui. The only thing that can beat a kaiju is another kaiju. This is very American sounding, and I love it. Like, I want to beat this giant monster. Let's bomb the shit out of it with another kaiju. Yeehaw!
It's like Pacific Rim, but instead of using giant mechs, they just use other kaiju.
Right. So, shout out. Pretty cool round of releases. A little bit of everything for everybody, as I always like to point out. And if you don't like these solicits, well, you're just going to have to stay tuned for the next batch, because they'll keep announcing stuff. So don't worry.
At least, like, we know with 7 Seas, they do like weekly for a month or a couple months or so. Right. So you have a lot of stuff coming out from them. And it's not like, when you get Viz, it's like 20 to 25 every 4 months. So like, if the thing that you were hoping for didn't happen, you've got to wait a little while to see if it happens.
Right. Let me show everybody the cover for Virgin Knight, which I think looks fantastic. I love this art style.
Manga cover.
The manga cover, yeah. I think it's pretty dope. I like it. I didn't even know it was a Ghost Ship book. I'm going to give this a shot. Why not?
What was I gonna say?
So yeah, there you go. 7 Seas. Chat. Which ones are you excited for? Let us know.
Just in case people are unaware, the Our Dining Table is a sequel. The original one is already published by 7 Seas, and this is that's why it's called Seconds, Please.
I figure, makes sense.
And it's like short stories following up after the original, just in case people were unaware.
Oh, am I saying that correctly? I apologize. Been waiting for a physical for Dysfunctional Family Theory. Love the character designs. Nice. You know what?
More art. Someone posted other art from that artist. I don't know if it was from the series or from other stuff, but it looked really great. Like, all the different artwork they were posting looked fantastic.
This segment, guys, is brought to you by Last Quarter, which you can buy at InStockTrades.com, your home for collected editions. You get your omnibus, hardcovers, trade paperbacks, manga, and more for great discounted prices that range from 42 to 50% off. Loyalty discount adds an extra 2% discount to your order if you make it on a week by week basis. And of course, you get free shipping in the US at $50 or more. Great packaging, wonderful customer service only at instocktrades.com. And I'm not kidding. Let's go to InStock Trades once again. New releases. Where the heck is it? Here it is. I told you. I completely made up this segue right now on air, but here it is. Last quarter, volume 2. You can get it at instocktrades.com.
And don't forget that you can also get that Clan, because I did let the homies know, and Colleen immediately went and ordered one. So
oh hell yeah, let's go.
I feel
Did
like
you
I need
post
to
that
order one.
on social media?
No, I just sent it to Discord.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
I feel like I need to order one for myself so that all three of us can show off our box sets when they arrive.
we can do a Clan stream because the manga is about 3 main characters that are vampire. So if the 3 of us are on stream, we can talk about the Clan together. I don't know. Boxes are expensive. I didn't have it. But then again, none of you are expecting me to grab it. So I surprised all of you by getting it.
Those books also were out of print for a little while. So it's right. Not out of this world to expect that they didn't have that yet.
You know what it was? I saw another YouTuber. I'm terrible with names. I very rarely watch other YouTubers because I'm busy with other stuff. When I watch YouTube, it's usually non-manga comic related things. I can't do it. So I just watch video games, like retro video game stuff and modern whatever, YouTube drama, gossip and stuff like that. People yapping while I work. I love that. But for some reason I can't, I don't watch the manga tubers. So I apologize. So for some reason I was bored at work and thought, you know what? I'm just gonna watch random manga tour videos. And a lovely person that I'm forgetting their name was showing off the Clan. I'm like, oh, hey, look at that. I don't have that. And it's about vampires. And I researched. I'm like, oh, this is a pretty freaking big deal. So I should try and grab it. Oh, wait a minute. InStock Trades. Blah, 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 blah. And now we're here.
I'm like you, except I watch like food YouTube videos usually.
Oh, I can't because then I'm going to get hungry and I'm at work. Like, I can't do that.
I watch food, and then like Josh just said, Lego YouTube, but I don't always watch the like. If I don't know, Josh, how yours is looking right now, but like my notifications are all like suggestions for like 5 different Lego YouTubers, and all of them post like the exact same things within a few days of each other. So I'm like, man, I am glad I'm not a Lego tuber, because I would be in competition with like all these other people posting the exact same things. But I'll watch like whoever comes out first, and it's like leaks, and then I'll watch the leak video, like the I forget the one that I just watched.
Boobs, we're gonna get demonetized.
That's not right.
I love it.
Yeah, I'll watch those like leak videos and kind of keep an idea of what is coming out later in the year. And yeah, they just today I saw someone mention the Bluey, and then the Game Boy got officially announced today, and it's not even being released until October. And usually Lego, like official announcements, they don't officially tell you that a set's coming out until like a month before.
They should have waited until a Nintendo Direct to announce it, not just randomly out of the blue.
The One Piece rumor prices, there's only one that's like a bad price, and I put that in quotes because it's not even that bad, considering it's an IP. So right. I'm really, because I think the biggest set is maybe $50 overpriced. But the thing to consider with something like that is how many minifigures are going to be there, and what type of like special printed pieces are they going to have, because that would also directly impact the price.
Mhm.
So if my assumption is correct, the biggest one is the Baratier. Um,
Ooh, that should be
probably gonna
good.
come with a lot of minifigures.
By the way, random tangent. Sorry. Which cover do you like best? Strange Stories of the Supernatural Venus, Volume 2, or this one?
That
Strange
one,
Stories of the Supernatural Omnidog Nightmare.
absolutely.
Omnibus Collector Network with the burger. We need to get these printed for Jess and send them to him so he can frame them on his
We need to
wall.
put 'em on a T-shirt, dude.
Or on a shirt. Yeah, yeah. Did you saw this one, right? The Omnibros
Well,
Live Fist of the North Star.
I don't think I actually saw the edit. I just remember you saying that we should do that.
I told James to make this for us for the Omnis on the Monday stream. So my face is a little janky there, but I like it. I
I
love that yours matches with the hair. It's
Yeah, mine
beautiful,
looks fine because it's got my big ass forehead and everything.
and I love that Jess, big head and like super skinny arms. It's just like he's deflated fighting somebody.
And then we need to put like another one just off on the side so that Lou can be included.
Yes, yes. So that was one of the recent edits. I uploaded all the Jess burger edits here, so we can goof around with that. So that should be fun. This one, I need this on a shirt. To be honest, this is too heavy metal. I love it. Space burger.
I told Jess that he can join the show because Jess was like, "You're doing the horror thing tomorrow, right?" Oh my god, Omar. And I was like, "Yeah," and he goes, "Cool, so I can have the night off." I was like, "You can still join and like see some horror movies that maybe you'd want to check out."
Right, right. No, he's gonna get annoyed because his watch list is so huge already, and people are gonna start recommending stuff, and he's gonna say no. So
What
I get
Jess should do is he should take a vacation, or I should take a vacation. Either way, I go to him or he comes to me, and we just veg for a whole week. Like I'll take off work for a week, and we can just sit there, and I'll bring a whole like a binder of CDs, but it's going to be all like Blu-rays.
it.
And we'll just sit there and watch movie after movie after movie, and then watch like and eat a bunch of like burgers and stuff. And
Right.
that's our entire week. We will end the week with gout and like bed sores, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Ooh, good. I got good news, fam. My copy of Pokemon shipped today. I did not know
Oh
that.
shit. Man,
So
now we have to order a copy. Do I
I'll
have
be honest. I saw this comment, Alex. Thank you so much. Just place my order for Pokemon. I see, and I'm like, what if everybody starts ordering now that we're talking about it, and then they don't get to my order? But thankfully, it mine shipped, so we're good.
Well, they usually do first in, first out, so I think you'd be fine.
I have horrible luck with that. That's true, 100%. But I have, I've shared many stories in the past of my shipping woes. Cynthia's Library, thank you so much for joining. I'm all manga tubers from here and Mexico. Nice.
I might
21 is crazy deal for the Fantagraphic hardcovers. It's a great deal. I think it's a book that, let's be honest, the cover isn't that enticing for that box set. And if you're a regular manga peep that doesn't necessarily know about the older stuff, you'll look at it and think, I don't know what this is about. Probably like an indie comic, and you're gonna skip it.
yeah.
But yeah,
I might be able to do it whenever if IST sends us our money for the last month, then I might be able to do it when I get that. But our sponsorship
right,
dough.
right.
But
Just did watch long. He did, yeah. He watched long legs. I don't think he watched anything else horror related.
he mentioned when I said that, he said I've only seen
Oh,
Longlegs and Barbarian, but Barbarian
Barbarian.
was 2022, I think. So
It doesn't count for the year, but for his list, it
yeah,
counts.
he's like, this is what I've watched this year.
Right. I don't watch horror, unfortunately, so I can't participate. Although I do like it, it's just not my preferred movie genre. So I did see A Quiet Place, which is technically creature horror thing, the new one, the Day one.
I
The
didn't.
day one edition.
I completely forgot about it when I was making my list because it really didn't make an impression on me.
All right.
I felt it was way more like
It's like an action movie.
focused on the. Well, I was gonna say that that one was way more focused on the drama between the characters,
Right.
and I was like,
And the cat. I love that cat.
I just didn't really care about the characters that much.
Because what are the odds? And I hate, I don't even want to say it. A lot of you are going to get upset with my comment here. What are the odds that the characters that survive the movie actually survive the whole thing? Because these monsters are like extremely fast. I don't think they're going to outrun them once they do something at the end of the movie. I'm not going to spoil.
Oh, speaking of very fine condition, because James just brought him up again, and we were joking around earlier. You can catch me on the Very Fine Condition channel on Monday evening. So I've got a streams for days going on. Apparently,
Right.
we are doing a Map My Ex, and those of you who are familiar, that means that we're going to be talking about our mapping for a specific X-Men related book. So once again, it will be Omar, Peter, Odfell, and myself, and we are going to argue about our maps for a or multiple magic omnibus. So it's focusing on Ilyana Rasputin. So if you're a fan of the character of magic, you can pop in and see what we're talking about. And
you should spam the Marvel Rivals game so a lot of people join and watch the stream.
oh man, did you see the whole like discourse, if you want to call it that, about Reed Richards and Luffy?
What? Why were people? Yeah, I saw a little bit of it on Twitter, but I didn't look too much into it because I didn't want to fall into that rabbit hole. But what was up? What was happening?
Kane's got the right idea. Don't really read any X-Men, but I will watch for the chaos. Which is exactly what's going to happen. Can you pull the image like that they released of Reed in Marvel Rivals?
Yeah, Richards Marvel Rivals. I still haven't played the game, by the way. I downloaded it, but I've not started playing it.
So they're adding all four members of the Fantastic Four, or they just recently have added or about to add, but they have all the like advertisements and like whatnot about it, like all the marketing is out there, including videos and images. And so this artwork of Reed Richards, if there's one of Reed next to Luffy actually right there, so you can just go through that picture. Someone immediately said this the specific tweet, I don't remember exactly what it said. The Map My Ex on Monday is going to be 5 o'clock Central Time. I think that's 6 o'clock Eastern. But someone said, has Reed ever done this or anything close to this in the comics, or is this 100% like a Luffy inspired pose? And people on the internet like to make pancakes out of waffles, if you know what I'm talking about. There's the popular tweet where someone was like, I'll be talking about how I like waffles and y'all be like, why do you hate pancakes? So people like to misinterpret, and they immediately were like, Reed Richards has been around for like since 1961. Of course he's not inspired by Luffy. Like Luffy came out way later, and that form didn't come out until later. And the guy was just asking, like, is this particular piece of artwork
the move? Yeah.
by Gear 4 Bounce Man? Because it looks like it. He's got the small legs,
the hand placement,
the big chest. Like these are very, very specific. Like the only thing that would make it look even more like it is if he had the palm out like Luffy's is, and that's like the only thing missing.
right?
And so and the guy, it was an innocuous question. It's literally just, has he done this, or is this a Luffy inspired pose? And yeah, the internet, like people were just going crazy and like insulting One Piece fans because a lot of people were like, no, he's asking about the pose because it does look like the bounce man pose.
Exactly.
And the thing to consider is like, again, I haven't played this game like you haven't played this game yet, but I've seen people talk about like um there's references to anime and there's references to One Piece in the game already. So the developers and the people who work on the game have already made clear that they're fans of the franchise.
Exactly.
And so
It's just a fun Easter egg, I guess.
inserting something else as a little reference like that is not out of this world, but people just went crazy. And there are a couple of instances that were shared. One of them was actually really recent, but one of them was from 1996. It looked like it was around like the Heroes Reborn era
Yeah, yeah.
of Reed with like basically Reed changed his proportions to look more like the Hulk, and that was like the closest thing that people could point out that he had actually done in the comics. But the comics only people were so insistent that like the One Piece fans were being stupid, when in reality I bet if a developer came out, they'd probably be like, yeah, this was we wanted to make him like he was doing Bounce Man because it's cool. But mostly, you know, read when you're doing any like promotional artwork for the Fantastic Four or like cover images, usually Reed's torso is stretched and like slim, if it's stretched at all. Um, and then his arms, it's like the back arm there, like where an arm will be stretched out longer, and but the hand will be big or the fist will be big. Like that's the most common pose. So it's really uncommon to see this specific type of pose for him. So it's definitely not without reason to consider this
Hmm.
could be inspired by that. Um, then there was people who were saying like who would win in a fight between Reed and Luffy. And I think
Oh
that's
my
really
god.
fun because if you know like Fantastic Four comics, Reed's more of a defensive guy, like
Hmm.
is not nearly as creative with it as Luffy is. And I think that that Luffy can stretch further, and just not even talking about like Gear 5 type stuff, but like I think that he has the ability to stretch his body further than Reed can. So yeah, I don't, not that I believe they ever would fight, and I really don't care for like those power scaling type things, but to me it was a not even a question. Like if it was, there was a death match between Reed Richards and Luffy, like Luffy's murking this guy.
If they had to fight, who would win?
I think
But
Reed would sit there and think too much about it
yeah,
and be
I
his
think.
downfall.
Oh, where's the thing? Hold on. Or not the thing. Sorry, I meant this thing.
So here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Oh my gosh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Thank you, Jess. The fuck is Luffy? One of my favorite Omnibros moment. I love it.
Another
Uh,
part that was funny, and it's funny that you putting Jess up there reminded me, is there was people saying how like Reed's the original Luffy. He's the original Gum Gum, and it was like, bro, Elongated Man and Plastic Man
and
precede.
Plastic Man. Yeah.
Seeing Jess's old face, I was like, oh, older characters. That, that's what set me. No, it's just being a DC guy that made me think about it.
Just a reaction to that.
Here to
I
see what he can say.
defended him. Also, random. I mean, Dracula. What? Okay. Fantastic Four and Dracula in one DLC thing. I don't know about this, but okay, cool.
They wanted to get in on the Nosferatu hype.
Right. I want to play this. I played I downloaded it. I started playing. I played through the tutorials, and I liked using Rocket Raccoon a lot. His machine guns are extremely satisfying to use, and
Mhm.
that was about it. And I've not played it since, but I want to get to it because magic looks awesome. I like the costumes here for the Fantastic Four, so I don't know when I'll be able to play it, but I'm excited. I love the white on blue thing. That's cool.
They also gave him the Maker costume.
Oh yeah, that's one of the cosmetic thingamajigs. Wait a minute. Waffles over pancakes. Are you a waffle guy or a pancake guy?
You know, I eat both, but in different circumstances.
Okay.
I agree with that. Like it holds your butter and syrup, and I really like that. But there's
Pain is
like
banned.
specific pancake. If I'm doing pancakes, I need them to be really fucking huge and fluffy and way more syrup than you could ever ask for, and just like butter melted, like a whole stick of butter melted between each pancake. It has to be at least 3, maybe 4. That's the like if I do pancakes, that's what I need. But waffles, I can do just a couple Eggos and I'm satisfied. Uh, Josh mentioned the Dracula anime. There's also a Marvel Frankenstein anime.
Dracula from Marvel had an anime. Dracula? Because of Blade? Or am I missing something?
No, there was a older one, I believe, but Frankenstein had one that was from like 70s, 80s.
Okay. Because well, now I'm confused. Never mind. Okay, cool. Also, everyone missed my Hellboy reference. Probably. I apologize. Also, Kane is not banned. You know what? Because you said that, Kane, do you want a mod? You want to be a mod for Omnibros?
They can fight each other.
I would very much like to see one of my besties online be a mod on the channel. So, Kane, if you're still here, do you want a mod? Please say yes. Yes, let's go. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm doing this, but after I'm done here by myself quietly, I will look you up the profile thing and add you as a mod. So let's go, dude. Heck yeah. Marvel Dracula, Sovereign of the Damned. Oh, because I was thinking you were referencing the Blade anime, which has Dracula in it. I didn't go way back with my Marvel lore. Sorry. It was Dracula, right? I think so.
In the what am I trying to say? Brendan said we need a Nosferatu anime. In the original Hellsing anime, the one that deviated from the plot of the manga, when I watched that,
Right.
I always thought that the vampire he fights, Incognito, I always thought that one was like a riff on Nosferatu.
On Nosferatu. Yeah.
Or on, I should say on Count Orlok.
Right. Also, the Nosferatu SpongeBob one is one of my favorites.
Nosferatu.
Right. I mean, that gag did more for that property than anything else, really.
For people around, I knew about Nosferatu because of Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
Oh, cool.
When the show came out, there was a character, a robot called Nos 4A2. It was a robot that he fought. It was a repair robot, and I remember that and being like, "Huh!" And then I think I interneted it and was like, "Oh, okay." So I was pretty young when that came out, and I'd never heard of the original movie or anything before that. So that was my first time seeing that before even SpongeBob. So when I saw SpongeBob, I was like, "Oh, I get that reference."
Nos-4-A2, and then I forgot about him. Cool. Man, you just unlocked a part of my childhood. Like, whoa, okay. Totally forgot about this. Let's see. So I don't have any other topics for you guys. So I think we can start wrapping up.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you to our sponsor, InStockTrades.com. Be sure to watch tomorrow for Omnibros Friday night, the horror extravaganza
Yes.
2024 recap. And then we'll be back on Monday. Actually, watch Very Fine Condition. All right. And then after you're done watching that, Omnibros is next after that. So it's a double whammy of geekdom. And then next Thursday, we do it all over again with a manga stream. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in the chat. You guys are lovely as always. Thank you to everybody watching later. Hit the like button. Leave a comment down below. We appreciate it. Even if it's just to say hi. It's okay. I like when people do that. Yeah. Omnibus Collector, where can people find you when you're not here with us?
Look up Omnibus Collector on any social platform and I'll be there. But once we get off of here, I'm going to try to finish up editing the just remind me of something I wanted to do on the show tonight, but we don't have time for it anymore. But I'm going to finish editing my January buyer's guide, and then hopefully we'll be able to publish that tonight. The thing I was going to say was we got someone tagged me on Twitter and sent me pictures of the Vagabond or Definitive Edition.
Oh, that made the rounds. Let me show it real quick. Hold on. I got him on Discord. Hold on.
Yeah, the guy posted them, like he got it 2 weeks early and then he sent them to me, and it was so funny because like then I saw someone posted on the Facebook group and I commented like, "Oh, those were the pictures a dude sent like to me." And now they're on the internet like elsewhere too. That's really funny. And it looks like everything I was hoping it would be. It looks like everything I hoped it would be, but somehow also better at the same time.
What the heck? Josh, you shared these pictures, but they're so low res. What the hell's happening?
So you can see they're cloth bound, which I think we assumed, and underneath the obi, which you said, Gio, it has that red printing with like the trees,
right?
And that wraps all the way around underneath the obi, like half dust jacket. The spine looks fantastic underneath it. I'm like blown away. I sent I tagged Will and I was like, Viz has entered the chat. Cause like I was so anticipating seeing this in person, or like in-person photos of it, to see just what they were gonna bring to the table with these types of deluxe definitive releases. And now I'm so excited to see what like other titles they might do.
And the cool thing is the second volume is blue, so it's going to look very striking next to the red one.
It's gonna, I imagine, like we're gonna have a rainbow of colors, so it'll be really cool to see these books. And I'm gonna highlight those pictures in my
next week
my video as well. So it was kind of cool because I recorded, and I was telling Gio earlier, my mic broke, so it was having like crappy interference sounds, and so I had to re-record it. And luckily I did, because I got to mention the new pictures, and so now I can put those in the video and talk about all that stuff. So great. That's what you can find from me, and that video will go into my plans for 2025, my hopes and dreams for this year, and all that good stuff. So stay tuned for that. What about you, Gio?
You can find me on my channel. It's Manga Geekdom, where I talk about all the manga that I'm reading and all the cool stuff that's coming out. I posted my January video, and I also posted the 100 plus manga that you should be excited for in the new year. That was insane. And I missed some good ones too. I couldn't get everything in there, so I apologize. I will be doing a second edition in the summer, covering from July to December of 2025. So there's still a long way to go and more exciting announcements coming your way. Social media, there's the Discord, all that fun stuff. I'd appreciate it if you check it out. Manga Geekdom here on YouTube. That's it for now. Thank you, everybody. God bless. Stay safe out there. Have a great night. Have a great weekend for me. And I hope you come back tomorrow for another exciting edition of Omnibros Live here on YouTube. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye bye.